Please enter your authorization code.
Calling Crystal Zehetner.
Hello?
Hello, Crystal?
Yes.
My name is Detective Chris Wagner, and I'm with the Carver County Sheriff's Office in Chaska, Chanhassen, Minnesota.
Yes, hi.
Hi. I got your information that you were once an assistant with Kiran Sharma and Prince many years ago, I guess. And I am assisting in the investigation into Prince's death, and I was wondering if you had time to talk to me about anything that you may have seen or anything that might be pertinent for our investigation.
Absolutely.
Oh, great. Okay, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, of course.
Is your last name still Zehetner? Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, Zehetner. Zehetner.
And, okay, I guess let's start out. When did you work for them? Or I guess I understood you were a chef first? Or you...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I worked, I started with Prince, I believe it was 2000, oh God, sorry. I think it was 2010.
Okay.
I want to say.
Okay.
Off and on, I was his chef. Kieran had hired me to come on as his chef. And then I did that on and off for about a year, traveled with him, so on and so forth. And then I had sold my business, and I worked for him as the business affairs manager with him and Kiran Sharma and Julia Ramadan.
Okay. And I'm sorry, what was your title? Business affairs. Okay. And what did you actually do with that then?
So I ran. So basically, I worked with both Kimberly and Julia, and I ran all things business related in terms of working with the business manager to manage properties, bank accounts, tours, anything related to his personal or business life, pretty much.
So did you work with Deborah Johnson too then?
I did, yes.
Okay.
I worked with Deborah as well.
Okay.
I actually hired Deborah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just kind of writing notes as
you're fine.
Talking to you. So,
this is a nice little break. I'm in Oscar week right now, so it's this is not a nice break, clearly, but I'm happy to do this for Prince. So,
okay. What does that mean? What does Oscar week mean for you?
Oh, I work for a the director of operations for a production company. So our movie, we make movies.
You're helping with movies, making movies?
Yeah, we make movies.
Okay.
We make movies. So we make movies.
Okay, different world than being in law enforcement.
Oh, I left. Oh yeah, well yeah.
So
maybe you manage, you control people, make sure that people do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what my job is.
So you're kind of into it.
Abide by the rules. Yes.
There you go. So how long do you think you worked for him, Crystal? Then.
So I worked for him. I want to say I left in 2000. My son was born in 2013. I think I left in 2012, but I still worked for him doing stuff. I was no longer on, I guess, payroll, and I worked with doing consulting stuff for him up until I'd say maybe 2 years ago. He died a year ago, almost a year ago. So yeah, about 2 years ago.
So 2015, maybe?
Yes, around 2015.
And what do you mean by consulting? Like, what kind of stuff would you do?
So I would still do. So he did. For instance, he was working on a project with Van Jones at Essence Festival. So I came in as a consultant, and I helped on the project that he did at Essence Festival. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Crystal, I forgot. Can I get your date of birth for our records?
Yes, absolutely. It's 2483.
And an address for you?
Of course, it's 5106.
Okay.
Bascule, B as in boy, ASCULE Avenue.
Okay.
And that's Woodland Hills. 2 words, Woodland Hills, California, 91364.
91634.
91364.
91364. Okay. Perfect. So during that time, and did you ever know about Prince having any kind of problems with pain or substance abuse?
Yes.
Okay. What do you remember from that?
I knew that he had hurt his hip, and that he had been taking pain medication for his hip. And there was a time, and I'll just be honest with you, the reason why I left was because of it. So there was a time where he had doctors that he would call to get whatever pain meds that he wanted. And he would use us, to help him get the doctor there and tell us, it was this or it was that. And so we'd have doctors come out, and then we would have to leave the room while he was with the doctor by himself. And I noticed towards the end of my time with him that he had a lot of really awful mood swings. And because there was a time I know he stopped taking pills, he wasn't drinking, he was sober, and then he ended up doing it again, and I just didn't want to be a part of it. So I left him.
Okay, so when you're saying he would kind of ask you to facilitate getting doctors to come in?
Yeah, he would never. Yes, but he would never tell me why. But he would say, "Oh, he needs, his hip was hurting, or he needed a B12 shot." He would never directly ask me, to get him pills or something like that.
Okay.
He'd never ask me to do that. Yeah.
That was my question.
But I knew. No. But I knew what it was for. But I knew it.
And was that always here in Chanhassen or Minnesota here?
It was wherever he was, whether we were on tour or in LA. It didn't matter.
Do you remember any of those doctors by chance?
I may still have them in my phone. Let's see. You know what? Let me check my.
Well, Crystal, I can give you my number, and you can always get back to me too. I guess. I'm sure you've kind of followed the news and things that had kind of come out over the last year, but with him being a celebrity, sometimes it's difficult to try to get information from. What I'm trying to do is find other doctors that may have given him stuff or had, helped give him stuff that maybe he wasn't prescribed.
Right.
But do you want me to give you my number right now?
Yes.
Okay. It's Detective Chris Wagner, and it's Chris with a C. Wagner is Wagner, and my direct number is 952-361-1875.
Okay.
And I don't know if you want an email address for me.
Yes.
It's C Wagner, Wagner at co.carver.mn.us.
Okay.
So, if you would have any of that information or any of these doctors that may have helped him in the past, whether you knew what it was for or not, that I can look into that, or you know what I mean. If you didn't know if it was for what it was, and he just said, "Can you contact this doctor?" I can look into that doctor from this point. Okay. And so when you said that was part of the reason why you left, what does that mean? That because of his mood swings or something else?
Well, because I knew he had a substance abuse problem, and I mentioned it to. I'm just going to be honest with you.
No, I appreciate
all of the people that you want. All the people you want to talk to are all the people that have never done an interview, because those are the people that know Prince, the people that know the truth, and want the, you can't stop people from doing what they're going to do. That I know. We tried, but I do know that there are people that just didn't tell him no, and that's why he died, and so I had a conversation when I left him with Phaedra Ellis, and I said to her that I was not going to be his drug dealer, and that's why I'm not working for him anymore. And so people knew that this was going on, and everyone, did their best to protect him. And, if he asked us to call doctors, we would say they weren't available, or so on and so forth. But if they tell you that they didn't know, it's a lie.
Okay.
It's not the truth.
So you're saying Phaedra definitely knew?
Yeah, I told her. And then when he died, she said to me, well, I didn't know exactly what you meant until now. And I'm like, but at the end of the day, you couldn't not know. Like if you're working that closely with him, and I'm not honestly not blaming her. Like I said, he was a grown man, but for people to say that they didn't know that this was happening, I just don't believe it.
Okay.
I just don't.
Did you see things other than him asking for doctor's signs? I mean, like what kind of stuff did you see other than him wanting to meet with doctors? I mean, what other signs were there?
He was always up all night. He would lose a lot of weight, and like I said, the mood swings. He was just not happy, just not in a good place.
Okay.
He was in a lot of pain, that I knew. He was definitely in a lot of pain.
Okay. Did he ever talk about not being able to perform anymore because of the pain he was in?
No.
Okay. And so when you told Phaedra that you weren't going to be his drug dealer, do you remember that conversation at all, or?
Yeah, she asked me why I quit, why I left, and because she was going to start working for him, and I just said that I didn't want to be his drug dealer, and that I cared about him too much.
Okay.
So.
And are you friends with Phaedra then?
Yeah, I know her. I'm good with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said all the people that aren't talking knew. So
I'm saying everybody knew, but I'm saying that people, if they're saying that they didn't know, I wouldn't believe them.
Oh, okay. I see. I understand. Thank you for clarifying that. So, all right. So that was back in 2012. You think about then?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I left, I had that conversation with her.
Okay. Is there anything else, Crystal, that you think might be important for me to know about? Were there any things that he, like packages or anything suspicious that would come in, or do you have any idea where he was getting his drugs other than doctors? No.
Honestly, he had... we were pretty good about, like I said, kind of protecting him while I was there. The team that we had while I was there. We knew everything. Every dollar that was spent was accounted for. Like it was. If he had asked someone to go and get it, it would have been him on his own. We wouldn't have known, who he was calling to ask for it. I'm
sorry, you would have known, or he would have just gone?
No. He would have called someone directly. Other than doctors, those were the only people that I knew that would have given him anything.
Okay. What about Kirk Johnson?
Prince has known Kirk for a long time, and that was one of his closest and oldest friends.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I never saw Kirk, though, get anything or him, bring me into that. I don't know. But
would Kirk Johnson know about him being addicted to pain pills?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course he would. Yeah.
And any conversation that you ever had with Kirk about it before or anything?
No, because Kirk, as I was leaving, Kirk kind of came back into the fold.
Okay.
So he wasn't really a part of the team. He just kind of was taking over things as I was leaving. So we never had, contact about any of the personal stuff with a friend. It was more business stuff, business related, until I left. But Kirk called me the day before he died and said, we don't know what to do. He said that he wants to go get help, and he's having a lot of issues. And Kirk said to me, I didn't know that he had an issue, and I said, well, I don't believe that. But I said, I will help you find a place for him to go. And I said, the most important thing is to get him out of the house because he'll die. And the next day he died.
Okay.
So I called one of our business managers and asked them to help me find a facility to put him in. But I told them to send him to Turks and Caicos. Because I knew in Turks and Caicos he would be protected. There was nobody there that would, say anything and he would be fine. But they called me the day before he died. So.
Did you talk to Kirk at all after the plane going down in Moline? Did you talk to Kirk? I mean, did you talk to him on a regular basis, or was this something that he just?
No, I hadn't heard from them in months. So no.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of a random call the day before.
He called me out of the blue the day before. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you can think of, Crystal, that might be important for us to know? Or anybody that you think we should talk to?
Probably Julia Ramadan. She would be a good person to speak with about this.
When you would you email Prince or call him directly? Or
both.
Both? And would you call Paisley Park then?
Paisley Park, yes.
Okay. And when the email, would you use the J. Ramadan email address or something different?
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Did you use the J. Ramadan email?
The JR email, yes. Yep. The JR email.
Okay. I just wanted to see if it was something different, but that was the email when you would communicate with him. That's what he would do.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one, Julia created that email for him. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there's nothing that's specific. You're going to see if you can find any of those past doctors' information.
Yeah.
Get back to me. That would be wonderful if you could do that. Or if you could think of anybody that that he had contact with. Anything about packages going to Country Inn Suites? Did they do that when you were working here?
I mean, yeah, he'd always have packages, but I never opened them. He definitely had packages delivered all the time there.
Okay.
We were either when we were gone or when we. Yes, he would.
Okay, but nothing that he would ever be ordering anything or nothing suspicious. I mean, just your.
No. Nothing that I would have. No.
Okay.
Like I said, the only way I thought he was getting pills was through doctors. I never assumed he was getting them through anyone else. But I mean, Prince was 50 different lives. So there were things that clearly I didn't know.
Right.
That were or people that I didn't know. that were involved in his life that I just had no idea. So,
have you heard of the name Stacy Littlejohn?
Stacy Littlejohn? I don't think so.
Okay. How about Renville Wellington?
Yes.
How do you know Renville?
We met Renville in Canada, I believe. He was hired to do security.
Okay.
For friends.
Have you had any contact with him recently, or did you just meet him
No.
at a conference?
No. We met him. I can't remember how we met him. I think he was hired through I believe he was hired through Live Nation or the facility or something like that when we were in Canada. And then when Prince needed him, he would call him directly, or I would, we would email him if we needed him to come out and do security stuff. But Prince had his own relationship with him.
Okay, so from what you understood, he was a security.
He was security.
Security. Okay. Any other security guards that you can remember other than Renville, Kirk, Romeo, probably Krisky?
Romeo.
Any other ones that stand out while you were working?
I think. No, because he didn't really have. Only when we went out of town, we would have security that. Like I said, Romeo kind of came around towards the end when I was leaving. Renville, I only dealt with him when we were in Canada. But like I said, when friends would go different places, he would call Renville and have him come out. But he did that on his own.
Okay.
I never really had contact with any of the security, like I said, unless it was directly through the venue setting something up for him.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess if there's anything that you can think of, Crystal, after we hang up the phone that you think might be important for us just to know about his past or anything, and of course, if you find that information on the doctors, please let me know or give me a call back or, like I said, anything that you think that would be helpful, that would be very much appreciated.
My only thing is that like I said, at the end of the day, I know that he was grown up. That Prince was, he didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve to die like that. And I don't know. I feel like there's just things that people are not saying.
Yeah.
And it's just not fair to him. And he doesn't deserve that. And which is why, like I said, a lot of the people who you may speak to that have not gone in front of the press and not talked about him, because that's not who he was and that's not what he would have wanted. So I would just keep that in mind.
I'm sorry, I missed that last part. You're saying that the people that aren't talking are...
Yeah, a lot of people that haven't done, just interviews about him or talked about him, because he would have never wanted that, and I would just definitely pay attention to that,
Okay. Okay, well, I appreciate you talking to me and offering some insight, and if you get any of that information, that would be great.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Thank you so much, Crystal. Have a good day.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.